Michael Jackson, for instance, right? He was in the red for, the latter part of his career, meaning that he owed money because he spent so much money.
Magic.
To everyone,
Yeah.
to everything, because he would borrow money because he spent a lot of money. And so, you know what I mean? And there was no one that could stop him from spending the kind of money he was spending because guess what? It's Michael Jackson. He's going to do what the fuck he wants.
He would buy
And even though he doesn't got the liquid money, he got assets to move around to make it happen still. But what his estate was worth at the time and where he was in debt, he was in the red, meaning he owed. And that's because he was spending like nobody's business.
I wonder what he was spending it on, though.
And he wasn't touring and stuff like that. Well, when you think about it, dude, he was rich for a long time because he sold a lot of records, sold out concerts since he was a kid. So he had money. So he just been spending it and not touring. So he's spending money but not making anything coming in.
Did you see when he did that interview with Martin Bashir, where he was walking in Vegas through this like
antique store?
Yeah, antique store. And there was
man.
things for like a few $100,000. He's like, oh, I'll take both those. There were just things he just was.
What the fuck,
dude?
bro?
He was just like spending
So before he passed away, the tour that he was planning to do was going to get him out of debt, and he was going to actually make some money to bank. But he passes away, and that doesn't happen. But the irony of it all is that now his back catalog of everything from merch to the movies to the videos to everything starts selling, and he gets out of the red, and the estate's back in the black.
Yep.
But it took for him to die for this to happen.
Yeah, there it goes.
Didn't
Right
Willie,
there.
didn't Willie
They
Nelson
got him.
have issues like this too?
A lot of artists had issues, but his was, I think, a tax issue. It wasn't necessarily that he had spending habits like Michael Jackson.
I think you might be wrong on that, but I think that the reason he didn't pay taxes is because he was spending a lot of money, bro.
Could be
on different just Western memorabilia and stuff,
Could be.
bro.
Could be.
Man, it's just like the mafia.
Hey, listen, if you don't got a good business manager that you respect, like when you're in positions that guys like that are in, when they tell you to stop spending, it's for a reason. If you don't listen to them, it's at your own peril. So that's why Michael Jackson, he wanted to just relax. He didn't want to necessarily go on tour. He was in his late 50s at that point.
Yeah.
And his show was different than most people's because he actually was doing things, singing and dancing on a high level at the age he was. That's taxing.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Any of us still doing it, we know this. You know what I mean? And he probably would have been, rather have been chilling at home and just kicking it and spending money like he was. But he had to go make money because he was spending too much money. And that's the whole point is that, look, some of these guys, they get the big checks in the beginning. They start living this crazy ass lifestyle. And then when it's over, you still have this big ass mansion that you got to sustain and maintain. And if you ain't got income, you're going to have to dial it down, sell that, bank some of that, choose something smaller, pay your debts off and all this. And a lot of those dudes don't think that, so they lose it.
I could only
And then they start back they're back where they started.
There's a lot of,
with zero.
They have the room for all that stuff, but I'm like, you're buying just stuff like that, bro.
Dude.
That just takes up space, dude.
Just as Neverland's house.
Yeah, you should see, dude. You should watch that interview because it's hella interesting. He just walks through this store and is like, I want everything. He basically just says, I want everything, and just I'll take.
I need it all.
I mean, you know what?
I do get the whole novelty of wanting to do that if you got it. Don't get me wrong, we could all do that at a certain 99-cent store if we
It's
wanted
just
to.
ridiculous.
But it's we ain't finna do even if you had it, that's just stupid spending, bro.
Yeah.
I think my account and if you have an accountant, bro, if I had that kind of money, or when I do,
Right.
Yeah,
when you do.
yeah, when I do, I gotta know my accountant's family, bro. I gotta know. You just gotta be personal, bro. I gotta know that person has the best interest
Right.
for me, bro. Because letting somebody manage your money is not no little Fuck off, bro.
Let me tell you what happens with a guy like Mike, right? Is that he's a big account. No one wants to lose it. So they might tell him and suggest to him, like, Mike, maybe you should slow down spending because, we don't have X amount coming in. But Mike, we're in the red right now and taxes are coming up. You gotta slow down.
No.
Okay, Mike, we'll figure something out. Right? That's what happens, right? They back down instead of like, because they want to keep the job. They don't want Mike to get mad and be like, you know what? You're fucking fired, Harry.
That's ignorant.
Why can't we just play?
So dudes like swallow their shit.
Yeah.
Pause.
Culture man.
To keep the job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Instead of saying, hey, Mike, you could fucking fire me all you want, but my job is to keep you from going broke. Look, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Stop fucking spending.
I mean,
and no one bothered to do that because they was afraid. Baby.
The accountant was like, I told him.
He's not a big guy though, man. How mad? Imagine what he was
No,
mad though.
Still, an account's an account. You don't want to be the firm that lost
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson?
Michael
Yeah.
Jackson account. That's not good for the resume, Poppy.
And you know-
You're right. I get every business aspect of it, but I'm just saying, bro. Like, I saved your fucking career, you piece of shit. Like,
No accountant can claim that on Michael Jackson or on no artist.
His financial fucking career.
They just, you know what? A lot of these accountants just make sure your bills are paid and they take care of your taxes. They don't really help you invest your money. The real ones do. Like if they want to keep the client happy, they take you into other opportunities. But most of them, they're just managing your money and making sure that you're paying your bills. Everybody's getting paid, including you and them.
Yep.
Exactly.
That's it.
That's the most important for them.
Right. And that's pretty much it. You know what I mean? So you don't want to lose that account.
Nah,
So,
not
but like I think when he's running off the rails, and a lot of artists do this, a lot of athletes do it. You gotta be able to tell them. And if they don't listen, hey, when they end up broke, you can at least say, hey, I tried.
They can't blame you.
They can't blame you. You did what you wanted to do.
According to some news articles here, he had to pay an annual payment of $30 million for debt. And when he died, he was between $400 and $500 million in debt. And they're saying for the $30 million annual debt payment, a lot of that was due to just interest payments.
Ooh, just
Hey, yo,
Wow.
That's
Dude,
what I'm saying. though.
That's the kind of money he made, and it's the kind of money he was spending. Think about that.
ooh, more money, more
Think
problems.
about that.
But check this out. When you in the red with the mafia, what happens?
Les, you gotta explain that, bro. That makes no
I mean, what does that have anything to do with Michael?
But yeah, Michael Jackson.
Yeah, bro. Like,
That's got nothing to
beat
do
you
with.
up.
I'm just talking about in the red.
in the red.
Okay, debt is debt.
Debt is debt.
There's
Exactly.
just
So
a
what-
difference. There's a difference,
it is.
though. I mean, I don't know what there it is though, because like it's just.
I'm just that's what I'm trying to say. Like debt is debt, B, and hey, I'm not gonna say nothing.
You
but,
think the government's just going to shake Michael and Bubbles down? Or
I'm
what?
saying.
Nobody shook Mike and Bubbles down.
They're going to send Joe
Hey.
Pesci to Michael Jackson.
But he also had a long time of no one telling him no.
That part.
So
No one. He got away from his
He's the
family.
boss.
He got away from his family. Most essentially his father, so no one could tell his ass no.
yeah.
So
One-
he could be his own boss always, make his own decisions, right or wrong, bad or good.
Hey,
It's
his money. He could spend it.
True that.
Yep,
It's his money. He
that
made it.
part.
He was on the
Money
stage
don't got
dancing,
too.
singing, sweating for that shit.
man.
Whoo! I saw that he did that victory tour with his brothers, and he donated like all his earnings from that to charity, and his cut of that tour was $75 million.
Damn.
Well, because he was making bank.
That was
I
right
mean,
around
I
Billie
mean, he got
Jean.
the big check from many at that point. He was getting paid.
Yo.
And what tripped me out about that interview you were talking about, see, was when he went to the hotel he was staying at, and he had the whole floor of the hotel
Yeah.
to himself. And within the rooms of the hotel, he'd have like different, like, arcade games and
yeah.
a bunch of shit. Like
Whoever was going to host Michael Jackson had to set up for it. Imagine the stress in that.
that shit was
No.
Because he was like a big ass kid.
yeah.